Hi, good morning. Welcome to Sports Today. Well, big day as far as international cricket is concerned. First off, we're going to start talking about what lies ahead for India on day two of that opening test match against New Zealand. Formidable batting performances from Shubman Gill up front as the opener, and then, of course, Shreyas Iyer on debut making a massive impact. Unbeaten 75, unbeaten 139, 113 run partnership with Ravindra Jadeja, who scored another test match half century. Just goes on to show every time he comes out to bat why he's such a uh, destructive all-rounder in, uh, in international cricket, especially in Test cricket. He's been just brilliant, hasn't he? Ravindra Jadeja batting well across formats, across conditions. That's something that Ravindra Jadeja has really impressed with. And of course, he will play a very crucial role with the ball later. But sticking to what's happening now, India, of course, opted to bat after winning the toss. Stand-in skipper Ajinkya Rahane got the roll of the coin in his favor, and he immediately opted to bat. Good start from Shubman Gill, but some early wickets. Mayank Agarwal, of course, fell early. Pujara and Rahane couldn't capitalize on the starts that they got, continuing to, it's worrisome now. You look back at Pujara's form, 16 test matches, the last 16 test matches since the start of 2020, he scored only 7 half centuries. Ajinkya Rahane, since the start of 2020, 102 half centuries. That middle order, those two senior players, their current form is definitely cause for concern. But what is not cause for concern is Shreyas Iyer's spectacular arrival at Test cricket, and he's only 25 runs away from 100 on debut. I don't want to jinx it by talking about it too much, but yes, that is going to be the focal point, at least in the first session, when play resumes shortly in about 20 minutes from now. Shreyas Iyer and Ravindra Jadeja. India, remember, 258 for 4 overnight after being reduced to 145 for 4 earlier in the afternoon when Ajinkya Rahane was dismissed. These two again went through a wicketless last session, batted beautifully. Shreyas Iyer, especially with his calculated risks against the spinners, they've completely put the New Zealand attack on the back foot. Can they bounce back? Kane Williamson is, of course, a wily captain, very shrewd. He's known to lead his resources very. He's known to marshal his resources spectacularly. So, can you fathom a New Zealand fight back? It's possible. It's possible still. But the fact is, India batting very deep. Akshar Patel at number 9. Remember, there is Riddhiman Saha to come in after this at 7. Arashwin at 8. He's got a few test centuries himself. And then Akshar Patel, who we all know is no mug with the bat, is a very accomplished all-rounder as well. And that's quite a challenge then for New Zealand. India, once they go past 300 and then they try to accelerate, hopefully for India they can go past that 350, close in on 400. They're going to pose a real challenge for New Zealand. Would be regretting letting that momentum slip away after putting India in a spot of bother. You'd say India were in a spot of bother at 140 odd for 4. Well, that's what you're going to look. That's what you're going to look forward to once day two resumes of the first test in Kanpur at Green Park. But elsewhere from Australia, Pat Cummins has been named Australia's 47th Test captain after TIm Paine resigned exactly 1 week ago over his texting scandal. And earlier in the morning, we also got to know that TIm Paine has taken an indefinite break from international cricket to look after his mental health, and that is wherein we all knew that was expected. Pat Cummins and Steve Smith were the two men in the reckoning to take over as Australia's Test captain following TIm Paine's decision to step down. And TIm Paine has now become Australia's first full-time pacer to become to become their Test captain. Of course, he's the first bowler since the days of Richie Benaud to lead Australia in Test cricket. And of course, Ray Lindwall, many years ago, had once he wasn't full-time captain. Of course, he did he did discharge captaincy duties many years ago. But Pat Cummins, a lot is expected from him because the fact is he's the number one Test bowler in the world. He's just he's an enigmatic cricketer, is it? He's quiet. He's not one of those. He doesn't have that typical Australian pacer persona of being in your face. He's aggressive in his own quiet way, and he said as much. He said, I'm a calm individual. You'll probably see in Pat Cummins Um, Probably a very different approach to what you've seen from Australian captains in the past, and that is something I'm looking forward to. And of course, Steve Smith has been named Pat Cummins' deputy. Steve Smith, remember, he was the star Australia captain before the whole sandpaper gate scandal erupted in Cape Town 3 years back, and then Tim Paine took over, and he was tasked with reviving the way Australia played cricket with a smile, shaking hands with the opposition before a series commenced and all of that. But yes, it was a sad end to Tim Paine's captaincy career. There was speculation he might play the Ashes, he might be selected. There was support for him from Cricket Tasmania. There was support from him from within the Australian cricket group, but he has now decided to take a break from indefinite. He's taken an indefinite break from cricket, and we don't know at what point in time, if at all, he will be back to play that game he loves so much again. But these are the two focal points of the day. Then Shreyas Iyer approaching a debut 100. Like I said, I wanted to want to talk too much about it for fear of jinxing it, and of course, you have someone like Pat Cummins taking over as Australia Test captain. Steve Smith, in fact, is the vice captain. He's been named vice captain. So this is what the current Australian leadership group will look like. Of course, these two have spoken to the media as well, and Pat Cummins said he is looking forward to a more collaborative style of leadership, a more collaborative approach, and therein where you'll probably see some sort of distinction between Pat Cummins and probably some of the other Australian captains. And that's all that I have for now. In fact, it's 9:15. About 15 minutes from now, India will take on New Zealand for day two of this opening test match. Plenty of excitement ahead. You can't rule New Zealand out early in the morning. Can they make those incisive, much-needed breakthroughs, or will Shreyas Iyer and Ravindra Jadeja continue to pile on the runs and put New Zealand further up against the wall? We'll wait and watch. Of course, we'll come back to you throughout the day if something breaks up. And of course, right at the end of today's play, I'll join you back again to bring you details of what went down in Kanpur on the second day of the opening test match. Thank you. Have a good day. And please, while you're at it, please do subscribe to Sports Today. Thank you.